Apple has officially set September 10th as the date for their upcoming iPhone event. So what should we expect to see from them?
Good morning!
Yes, you should absolutely expect that, but what else? Last year's event focused solely on the Apple Watch and the iPhone, so should we expect anything different? Well, Apple has titled this event by Innovation Only, which shows that we should expect some pretty awesome changes, contrary to the belief that Apple is planning only minor spec updates for the iPhone and the Apple Watch. But before we talk about these two devices, I want to first mention that we'll definitely see the release of all of Apple's new software, like iOS 13 and macOS Catalina. And unlike last year, Apple is expected to release two brand new subscription services, Apple TV Plus, a streaming service with original shows and movies, and Apple Arcade, a game subscription service with over 100 new games. We expect Apple to finally announce more details, including the pricing and release date for both of them. And because of these two services, we may actually see a brand new Apple device. More on that in just a minute, but let's first get into the Apple Watch Series 5. Last year's Series 4 was a seriously good update, and it's hard to imagine how else Apple could innovate with the Apple Watch, since we haven't seen very many leaks just yet. But here's what we know and expect so far. The physical design will more than likely stay the same, with expected changes like a new processor with improved battery life, and new health features like the possibility of blood pressure monitoring coming to the Series 5. There were some talks about Apple switching to a micro LED display, which would lead to better battery life and the possibility of an always-on display, since micro LED is less susceptible to burn-in, but a lot of publications are expecting that to come on the Series 6 Apple Watch, not the Series 5. Also, a couple of icons leaked from inside the beta of watchOS 6, showing that we should expect a ceramic model, and for the first time ever, a titanium casing. Now whether that'll be part of the expensive edition models, or if it'll replace the stainless steel casing, we're not really sure. Moving on to the iPhones, 3 new iPhone 11 models are coming as well, with at least one of them being branded as the iPhone 11 Pro. Now if they're in fact using the Pro branding, they're definitely gonna have to include some really innovative changes. So here's what we expect. First off, it's gonna pack the A13 processor, which should see a great boost in performance, especially for graphics. And there are also rumors of a new AMX or Matrix coprocessor, which should help improve augmented reality processing. We're also expecting the Pro model to be focused on major camera improvements, with everything from higher resolution sensors, even better video recording performance and features, a new ultra-wide lens, the possibility of a new raw photo mode, and much more. But we're also expecting a new smart camera feature which actually snaps a photo with all 3 cameras at the same time, and uses artificial intelligence to let you switch lenses while editing in post, as well as allowing you to perfectly adjust the crop without affecting the depth of field or blur. This is something that'll completely change the photography game. Along with that, don't expect Apple to get rid of the notch. That'll most likely happen next year, but the upcoming iPhone is rumored to come with a new multi-angle Face ID sensor that'll be much more reliable and work while it's laying flat on a table. And finally, if it's getting the Pro branding, there's a slight chance that it'll borrow a couple of Pro features from the iPad Pro, like the USB-C port and 120Hz ProMotion technology for the display. And you should definitely expect a new 18-watt fast charger bundled in the box. And now let's talk about the possibility of a brand new Apple device. Because the Apple TV Plus and Apple Arcade subscription services are coming, Apple needs a better way to make them easily available to the masses. Of course, they'll be available on iOS and macOS devices, but if you want to use them on your TV, you have to buy the Apple TV, and the HD model costs $150, more than most people would like to pay for it. And the 4K model is many times better at only $30 more. So my personal speculation is that Apple is going to release a brand new and much cheaper Apple TV dongle that plugs into a TV's HDMI port, similar to Chromecast or Amazon's Fire TV Stick. It should be priced between $60 and $100, so it'll give people a much cheaper option to access Apple TV Plus and Apple Arcade on their TVs, and it'll probably replace the $150 Apple TV HD. Alongside that, we can expect a brand new Siri TV remote, possibly with gaming features built in. And if this new TV streaming device is coming, it'll most certainly support PlayStation, Xbox, and MFI controllers for use with Apple Arcade. And it's not pure speculation either, since we saw rumors about an Apple TV dongle last year. Other than that, you shouldn't really expect anything else from the September event. There is the possibility of a new HomePod mini, or perhaps a Beats smart home speaker, but we may not hear about that until next year. New updated iPad Pros, a 10.2-inch regular iPad, and a 16-inch MacBook Pro are all expected to come this year, but most likely not until Apple's October event, so don't get your hopes up. Apple's 2019 Mac Pro is also coming this fall, but the release date will most likely be in either October or November. But whatever happens, we're definitely getting our hands on the new iPhones, Apple Watches, and basically every other Apple device that's coming, so if you're not already subscribed, click that circle above so you don't miss out on our reviews and comparison videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.